What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So one of the things that I've been trying to show you on this channel is I'm trying to show you the different pollsters. I'm trying to show you the AI model that we created that hopefully will predict the 2026 midterm election. There's also prediction markets out there. And so what I want to do, because I posted this video a few days ago where I was talking about the Cook Political Report and I was showing you the Senate map. And so what I want to show you is the Senate map according to the Cook Political Report, and then the prediction market, the Senate map according to the prediction market. And I think you're going to find this pretty interesting and pretty shocking because they're very different. One is showing that Republicans would maintain control of the Senate. The other is showing that Democrats would take back control of the Senate. And so we're going to talk a little bit about this. We'll break it down, and I'll give you my opinion on both the Cook Political Report as well as the prediction market. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the prediction market, it's like Kalshi and Poly Market, and there's these different prediction markets where you can go on there and you can place odds or place a bet on different events. Now, I'm not a betting person. I don't get online and do that type of stuff, but we can use it as a predictor because people are basically betting on the different outcomes here. And so not only are we looking at polling, but we're looking at prediction markets, we're looking at other factors to try to figure out what the 2026 midterm election is going to really look like. So let me show you. We'll just go into this. And this is a side-by-side. And what I have here on the right, we are looking at the Cook Political Report. Okay, so this is the information that they've gathered, and this is the Senate map according to the Cook Political Report. On the left, this is the prediction market. This is Kalshi that we're using. And so you see the differences here. And if you just look at the very top, Democrats and independents are at 51, Republicans are at 49. Democrats and independents on the Cook Political Report, they're at 47, and Republicans are at 50. And then they have these seats here that are toss-ups, basically what they're showing here. And if we're looking at this map, we see some differences here. You see that the prediction market on the left is showing that North Carolina, Maine, Ohio, Michigan, New Hampshire, Alaska, Georgia, these are all states that the prediction market is saying that they think Democrats will win. And that would get Democrats and independents at 51. Now, if we're looking at Democrats and independents at 51, Democrats would take back control of the Senate. And so I just thought it was very interesting when you put these side by side. On the right, the Cook Political Report is basically showing us the best that Democrats can do is get to 50-50. Okay, because there's three toss-ups here. These three gold color here, these are toss-ups. So if Democrats were to win in Ohio, win in Michigan, and win in Maine, they would get to 50. And Republicans would be at 50, but Republicans would still maintain control of the Senate because the tie goes to the vice president. The vice president's a Republican. And so that's what we would be looking at in that situation. And so looking at the prediction market, looking at Kalshi, this looks exactly like what I've been talking about. Okay, and I'll show you. So this is the map that I usually use, and this is what it looks like. Kalshi looks very, very similar. Okay, so let's go over these. I want to go over these one by one. So we're going to look at the battleground states. Georgia. So you have Georgia. You have Ossoff winning in Georgia. That's what Kalshi is basically predicting at this point. North Carolina. Roy Cooper would win in North Carolina. That's what Kalshi is predicting. Now remember, these predictions this is, a screenshot of what's going on today. So that is what they're looking at here. So a month from now, this can change, and it will change. 6 months from now, this will change. And so right now, if we had an election held today, this is what we would see. Now let's move up to New Hampshire. Democrats would win New Hampshire, so Papas would win there. We're looking at Maine, either Plattner or Mills. Both Democrats are running in a primary against each other, but one of them would win over Collins. Michigan, we would see, and this hasn't been settled yet. We're still waiting to see who is going to win the primaries on both the Republican and Democratic side. But right now, the prediction market is showing that Michigan would go to Democrats. Then we look down to Ohio. It's showing that it leans for Democrats. Ohio leans for Democrats. And so basically what they're saying is it would be a close race, but Sherrod Brown would be able to pull it out in Ohio. And then when we move down to Alaska, it's showing that Peltola, it'd be another close race, but Peltola would be able to pull it out in Alaska. And then when we look at states like Texas and Iowa, it's showing that Republicans will be able to hold Texas and Republicans will be able to hold Iowa. Now, Iowa's another seat. This is an open seat. So a lot of people are focusing attention on Iowa because we don't know exactly how that's going to play out. We don't know who the top, Republican and top Democrat will be running against each other. And so when we get more information on that, maybe we'll have a better idea of how that race is going to go. But right now, the prediction market is saying that Republicans are going to win there. And so just showing you our map again, this is exactly what we have on our map. It's exactly the same. And this is what I've been talking about. If you just go back a week from today and look at some of the maps that I was going over and saying, well, we could potentially see this, we could potentially see that, the pathway that the Democrats have, this is the pathway. Now, this pathway could be padded if we see something go on in Texas. And I still think, I'm still going to say this, when it comes to Texas, that is a race where I think Tallarico can win because of the climate, everything that's going on right now. Cornyn is the incumbent. He is not popular. He's running in a runoff against Paxton. That's the reason why he's running in a runoff against Paxton, because he is not popular. And Paxton is an outsider, but Paxton isn't popular either. And so we could see a situation where either Cornyn or Paxton wins, but they're running against Tallarico, who has you have people that are energized around Tallarico right now. And so Tallarico could potentially win. And so not only could we see this as a pathway where Democrats win in North Carolina, they win in Maine, they win in Ohio, they win in Alaska, but they could also win in Texas. And so that's something that we're going to be watching very closely. And I know I do have some people that are saying, well, Democrats need 52 because 51 would give them the majority. But when you're looking at Fetterman might jump over to the Republican side, which I highly doubt that he would do that. If anything, I think Fetterman would say, okay, I'm an independent, but he would still caucus with the Democrats. But if there was a situation where you needed that extra seat, you could get it in Texas or you could get it in Iowa. I think Texas it's more likely than Iowa at this current state. But as I stated, when it comes to Iowa, we need to see who's going to be running, and then we'll have a better idea of where that race is going. But all in all, Democrats do have a pathway to take back control of the Senate, and this is the pathway. And do we go back to the prediction market? They're showing us that people are actually putting money on these different states, and these states are, this is a pathway showing that Democrats do have a potential to take back control of the Senate. And so like always, I'm going to pass this off to you. What do you guys think we're going to see? Do you agree with the prediction market more than you agree with what we saw in the Cook Political Report? So let me know that in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.